When it comes to IT infrastructure in cloud or IT infrastructure in-house, that's where I think a lot of people, and I get a lot of questions about that from customers and partners, but at the same time, I believe that a lot of companies still believe or still have an understanding that they need to keep everything in-house. And then if they keep it in-house, that's like they have a physical thing to that they invested into, so they feel more comfortable with that. Is that really the thing, or people need to start thinking more about cloud right now?
Hakim, to be honest, people mindset changed. And changing from year to year here. Of course, it started with mail system, and everyone already migrated from local Exchange server, from shared hosting to a trusted provider, cloud provider. Only big companies still using local Exchange server. But if you keep it in-house, you need to have dedicated engineer who specialize on Microsoft Exchange server to manage it, backup it, and control it. It's really expensive. That's why it's much easier to use cloud. When it's coming to the server, when it's coming to file shares, it's really depend from your business. And even for Exchange server, previously in older generation, some companies was using shared mailboxes.
Okay.
It was mailboxes which you can share between all multiple users and work simultaneously. And many companies who migrated from local to the cloud, they start experience problem. Why? Because with that mailbox, all data stored in the cloud and not keeping data on computer. And when you do any changes, it's always uploading, downloading.
Okay.
And emails and mailbox will stuck.
Okay.
But for normal email accounts, it's working perfectly.
Okay.
So email is one part. Second, files. Again, depend from business. If you're working with basic documents, Word, Excel, PowerPoint presentation, PDFs, and so on, it's small files, and you can easily move to the cloud. Use a solution which we already mentioned: Microsoft SharePoint, OneDrive, Google Drive, Dropbox, Box.com, and so on. And in that case, file will be synced between cloud and your computer. You will keep it in the computer. Once you change it, automatically it will synchronize.
Okay.
But if you operate with big amount of data, if you need to keep this data and upload it to the server a lot, for sure you need to have a local server. Usually it's production company who working with heavy files, with video production, with media graphic design. So for them, cloud technologies can be used, but they will never give you the same speed like you keep
and
in the
data
office.
availability, right?
Exactly. Next topic about applications. For application, depend from your software, depend from vendor. There is different requirements, and of course you can move to the cloud or you can keep it in the office. But if it's new company, for sure investing in hardware, it will be huge investment, because you need to buy equipment, you need to buy licenses, and especially for to be fully licensed. For example, from Microsoft, you need to buy Windows Server, you need to buy call licenses, client access licenses for each user. Unfortunately, many companies, IT companies, just selling server license and not selling call, which is illegal. And you will invest in that part, plus setup fee, which also big. And third one, maintenance. And in long term, you will see, in short term, you need to invest a lot. Maybe you will return investment in 2, 3, or 4 years. But in cloud, you can always upgrade change, move from one data center to another, do easy disaster recovery replication. That's why it's become so popular. And you always have an option. If you're government or based on regulation want to keep it in the same country, we have data centers here from big player, from small player, or even go and rent some space in data center and keep your equipment in it. So this is one trend, but if you already have equipment, you already invest in it, you need to calculate cost of ownership of this equipment, maintenance costs, electricity, support level, updates, and as well support for items which already end of life or end of support. So keep control under that expenses. Calculate 1, 2, 3 years and compare with cloud service providers.
Okay, sounds good. Great. So when it comes to the question of small and mid-sized companies to whether to cloud their IT infrastructure or have it in-house, obviously they need to analyze, understand, what is their business requirements, where is their situation. But definitely the trend is that pretty much everything is going cloud, and sooner or later, it would be a standard thing for most of the companies to go cloud with most of their applications, most of their IT software, user applications that they have in the company, so that most of it will be deployed in cloud.
Absolutely right, and especially cost of internet going down,
right?
Cost of data centers also slowly, not dramatically, but slowly going down, right. Especially if you're using European data center. For Middle East, I do not recommend to use data center from US because latency is big.
Right.
But Europe, India, Asia, it will be great, and you will save a lot of money on it.
Great. So we're done for today, Alex. Good to having you here. Thanks a lot for sharing your experience, sharing your, some of your, on the ground experience that you have working with different vendors, different technologies, different companies, customers. And I like the saying that the data is the new gold of our time. Before it was gold, then it was a black gold, which is an oil, and now there's a digital gold, which is basically your data. So how to protect your data, how to ensure that your data is secured and you're getting the best out of your data. So basically you're capturing, storing, and retrieving your data. Obviously, you need to make sure you analyze your situations. But again, hopefully the information that we have shared today with Alex, mainly Alex actually shared, I was mostly, questioning him and making sure that I get the best out of his knowledge. So hopefully that's going to be useful for you. And for now, Alex, thanks again.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for having me, Hakim. And most important, this is just a start,
right.
And definitely we'll proceed with it. We'll share more information with you. We will really
appreciate.
Yeah. We'll really appreciate for any feedback and especially for the questions. Just put your questions. Highlight a topic which is interesting for
right.
you, and we will try to either find interesting people, right? So Hakim has a huge database of contacts.
I would say the network. Don't call it database. I would call it network. But yes. So as Alex mentioned, feel free to reach out to us with any topics that you want us to cover. in IT, software, technology space, we'll be more than happy to do it ourselves based on our knowledge and experience, or to find the right people on market here in the region. As Alex mentioned, I'm very well connected to a lot of technology companies and technology leaders here, so we'll be more than happy to grab them with a cup of coffee, with the fireplace just like we have in the background, and question them and make sure that we get best from them for you to benefit from. Thank you.
Thank you so much.